Ning Meng started as a keyboardist for a top-tier band, Amelia. The band had been in the industry for 7 years, but due to a concert accident, she traveled back. Also due to this accident, the male lead singer of the band planned to give the band a break for a while. Coincidentally, Ning Meng signed a contract with a domestic music company, and then returned to China to start her gagagagagacha, cross out, which was a cultural transfer job. P.S. This article is a cultural and entertainment article with a slightly masculine style. It can also be considered as an article by the author sharing music, and there will be a lot of modern music recommendations. If you don't like it, you don't need to click in. Keywords of the novel. Starting from the top stream after Rebirth with no pop-ups, starting from the top stream after Rebirth with full download of TXT, starting from the top stream after Rebirth with the latest chapter reading. Chapter 1. 01 Opening Top Band Keyboardist. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 101 Opening Top Band Keyboardist. The sunlight shone through the thin curtains into a white ward. On the cabinet next to the ward bed was a bundle of vibrant sunflowers, and on the bed lay a pale-faced girl with gauze wrapped around her head. She looks too young to be called a girl, and there doesn't seem to be anything inappropriate about her. Actually, she's only 20 years old, so it's not an exaggeration to say she's a girl. Ning Meng woke up hazily, opened her eyes and looked at a white ceiling. In her mind, she remembered the classic 3 questions. Who am I? Where am I? What is this place? At this moment, a beautiful woman wearing a blue silk dress walked in and saw Ning Meng wake up. Her worried face immediately showed a smile. Meng, wake up. Is there anything uncomfortable? Ning Meng really wants to ask, who are you? But before she could speak, a sudden burst of tearing pain in her head made her unable to help but cry and moan. The beautiful woman saw it and quickly rang the bedside bell. Soon, medical staff came over. Ning Meng looked at the doctors and nurses who came in, all foreigners, and her head hurt even more. After a period of chaos, Ning Meng fell asleep again in a daze. This time, in her sleep, she learned about the entire incident. Time travel. That's right, she has traveled. Wearing a Chinese keyboardist from a top band of Amelia. Originally a girl with considerable musical talent, she was admitted to the music department of Julia Conservatory of Music at the age of 13, studying composition and piano. At the age of 15, he was pulled into his band by a good friend, the lead singer Christopher Hemline. Christopher Hemline is Amelica's genius music boy. He performed on stage when he was very young, and because he liked bands, he joined Ning Meng and 3 boys to form a band together. I didn't expect their single to make it onto the BL Billboard chart as soon as it was released. Of course, Ning Meng felt that there was no shortage of the Chris family behind the scenes. But what does it matter? Isn't the entertainment industry all about hype? Amelia's favorite songs are geniuses and superheroes, and it's not surprising that Whale's band can become popular. After all, Chris's parents are both high-level executives in Hollywood. The band Ning Meng belongs to is called Whale, which means whale. Speaking of which, this name is still derived from the original name. The members unanimously agreed. After watching the 20 years of her original life in her sleep, Ning Meng sighed that this little girl's 20 years of life were even more exciting than hers. Think about how she worked hard for so many years in her original world, but returned as a livestock. Compared to her original self, she is truly ordinary and cannot be more ordinary. After waking up again, Ning Meng's head didn't hurt anymore. She turned her head and looked out the window. At this moment, the sunset had just dyed the sky red, which was very beautiful. The beautiful woman I saw when I first woke up is still in the hospital room. Seeing her awake, she quickly leaned over, but this time she didn't ask a question. Instead, she rang the hospital bed's call bell. Then Ning Meng saw a group of foreign medical staff again, and after being thoroughly examined by them, she was confirmed to be in good health before finally leaving the ward. The beautiful woman also went out to learn about her condition. Oh, by the way, this beautiful woman is her own sister, named Ning. Lemon's parents passed away due to an accident when she was 10 years old. Very well, she has become a member of the reading orphanage. Ning is 10 years older than Lemon and currently works at Amelia's New York Stock Exchange. It seems like a financial anchor and also an investor. According to memory, she seems to have a super handsome second-generation rich boyfriend. Great Ning is not only a strong woman, but also a winner in life. Ning Meng left tears of envy. After a while, Ning returned, followed by 4 members of the whale band. Wow Lemon, you finally woke up. Adia Ding, the bassist of Whale, spoke with an exaggerated expression on her face. Ning Meng didn't know how to get along with them for a while. Although she had memories of the original owner, the person she had been with them for 7 or 8 years was the original owner, not her. Adia, you're too noisy. Chris asked him to shut up. This time Ning Meng will get injured, which is actually unlucky. The male members of Whale Band are all very good looking, and it's not an exaggeration to say that the male members of the band have no less appearance than those male celebrities. Everyone knows that Amelia is naturally free. They have just finished their 1.5-year global tour, with their final stop in New York. At the end of the concert, a crazy fan rushed up from somewhere and rushed towards Chris. At that time, Chris instinctively avoided it, so Ning Meng, who was standing next to him and the original owner, was unlucky. She was knocked off stage by crazy fans and had a concussion. Next, Ning Meng herself walked over. Chris also felt a bit guilty. After all, if he hadn't dodged at the time, Lemon wouldn't have been knocked off the stage. Although the stage is not very high from the ground, falling head-on is not a good thing. After this incident, Christopher Hemlane had some other ideas, but all of them would have to wait for Ning Meng to get better before he could express them. The 4 of them knew that Ning Meng had just woken up and needed a good rest, so they only stayed for a while before returning. Sister, why don't you go back and rest too? Ning Meng looked at Ning who was planning to stay up late, and said. Upon hearing this, Ning looked at its watch and asked with concern, can you be alone? Sure. You're also busy, so you should have to go to work tomorrow. The doctor also said I'm not a big problem, so you don't need to stay up late. If I want to go to the bathroom, I'll ask the nurse to help me. Okay, I'll go back when you fall asleep. Ning attached herself and tucked her in. Upon hearing this, Ning Meng had to close her eyes and pretend to be asleep. Probably hurting her head, she closed her eyes and soon fell asleep again. In her sleep, she seemed to hear a sound of little by little. Looking at the pretty girl in the mirror who looked no less attractive than Ning Meng was still very satisfied. After all, no one wants to dress up as an ugly girl. After washing her face and casually applying some face cream, she went back to bed and sounded the drip sound she had heard last night. She couldn't help but guess, did her golden finger get into the account? As a new century internet literature enthusiast, she has read countless golden finger system articles. Having traveled through time, she naturally fantasized about her golden finger. Unfortunately, no matter how she summoned, there was no sound from the system, so she couldn't help but guess, was she mistaken? Actually, she doesn't have any golden fingers. She continued to explore without giving up and eventually discovered a problem. She seems to have a search engine in her mind that is comparable to Dunyang. But after trying it out, she found that this search engine can only search for music. Is it because I was originally doing music? But she wasn't disappointed either, because having something is better than not. Mind clearance must be watched. This article is a refreshing article with a bit of a male-oriented entertainment style. The original intention of writing this article is that the author himself loves dreaming. In addition, there haven't been any good entertainment articles for male fans recently, and there are even fewer music articles. So, I just want to start my own activities to enrich my food and clothing. There may be a phenomenon of plagiarism in the text, but I will indicate the author and original singer of the lyrics and music in the composition. Another thing is that writing this kind of article on female channels can easily be suspected of plagiarism. Readers who do not like this entertainment style of writing on female channels can remove it. Don't deliberately give low scores and say that the author plagiarizes or something. No one knows how many similar cultural and entertainment articles there are for male audiences, and the popularity is still high. Is it not suitable for female audiences to write such articles? What, don't girls deserve YY's dream of crossing time and space to become a big star? Anyway, this dream, if you don't do it, I will do it. Speaking of which, when the author was a sophomore, he really had a dream of dominating a parallel world with Earth's entertainment culture. This book can also be considered a dream come true for me. Finally, this story is purely the work of author YY. If there are any similarities, you can say whatever you want. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. 02 Chris's Plan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 202 Chris's Plan. After staying in the hospital for 5 days, Ning Meng felt much better and applied to her sister for discharge. After the doctor's examination, it was confirmed that she was completely okay now, so Ning Meng was discharged and went home. Of course, she also immediately spoke to the other members of the whale band. In the evening, everyone came to Ning Meng's apartment in New York to celebrate. That's right, it's Ning Meng's apartment. As a top band in Europe and America, Whale's ability to attract money is not bad at all. Christopher Hemlane is also very generous, and the division within the band is very clear and transparent. As the lead singer and creator, Chris takes 60%, and the remaining 40% happens to be 10% each of the 4 members. The music copyright belongs to Chris because in recent years, most of the band's music has been created by Chris. The team contract states that all personal business income earned by band members belongs to the individual. Similarly, if they create their own music, the copyright also belongs to them. Ning Meng never expected such a good thing to happen again. But when she thought about Chris's family situation and Roger Mason's family situation, she understood. Roger Mason is the guitarist on the team, and he is a child of Amelia's wealthy family. In addition, bass Adia Ding's family is not bad, even drummer Sosa is a middle-class family. After careful consideration, Ning Meng realized that those who could start music in elementary school generally did not come from very poor families. Before the death of their original parents, they were also executives of large corporations. In fact, Ning Meng did not let Ningxia support her. Since joining the band, the money she earned is completely enough to support herself. As the band gained more and more fame, she naturally earned more and had complete financial freedom. Therefore, Ning Meng had to once again exclaim that the original owner was truly a winner in life. Envy, she's simply tired. Ningxia did not attend the discharge party held by their band for Ning Meng, and Chris knew she was not fully prepared yet, so he did not invite anyone else. The whole party consisted of only 5 members from their band, and he planned to announce his plans at the party. Everyone first celebrated, then Chris put down his glass and applauded, saying, "Hi guys, I have something to announce." Upon hearing this, everyone's gaze turned to him. He clenched his fist and coughed twice, saying, "I plan to take a break for a while. Since we debuted, everyone has been busy, constantly creating, releasing albums, singles, and holding concerts. Actually, I feel very tired. If this continues, my inspiration will wither. I need to settle down, enrich myself, and experience life." Everyone is listening quietly. Ning Meng felt that Chris was right. Being so busy would only stifle his talent, and stopping now was not a bad thing. Everyone is still young and can't afford to waste any time. I support you, Chris. Go do what you want to do. Ning Meng spoke first. Then the other 3 also shrugged to show understanding. In fact, it's not just Chris, the other 3 are also quite tired. They debuted at the age of 15 or 16, and for the past 5 or 6 years, they have almost always released albums, run promotions, and hold concerts. Life is actually very dull and boring. This kind of life will smooth out Chris's talent. Judging from the recent record response, it shows that their band is going downhill and it's time to make some changes. So no one has any objections to Chris's words. Roger Mason smiled and said, "Since I plan to pause the band's activities, can I go play the music style I want to play?" Ning Meng asked curiously, "What music style do you want to play?" "Rap and R&B," said Roger happily. "Others?" Chris smiled and said, "Okay, then I'm looking forward to your music, Rog." As he spoke, he looked at the others and said, "During the band's break from work, you can all go and explore as individual singers." After speaking, he looked at Ning Meng again and said, "Lemon, I remember you always wanted to sing Chinese songs. Now is the right time." After listening to Chris's words, Ning Meng nodded. She has a music search engine, and if she doesn't bring Earth's music to this world, she would be too sorry to have traveled through it once. She is not an original creator, just a music porter. After the party ended, Chris finally left and asked if Lemon had any plans. "What plans can I have? I haven't even figured it out yet. Even if I really want to return to my home country, I'll have to wait until my mind is clear." Ning Meng nodded her head. She is still tied with gauze on her head now. "Okay, it's me who's in a hurry." Chris smiled and said, "Warner will announce this on various social media platforms such as INS and BK tomorrow noon. You can just forward it then, there's no need to say anything else." Ning Meng made an okay gesture, indicating that she understood. After seeing off the person, Ning Meng had no intention of tidying up. Anyway, there will be a housekeeper coming to clean it tomorrow morning. Sleep well until dawn. After washing up, she went downstairs to take a look and found that the messy living room, kitchen, restaurant, and other places from last night had already been cleaned. She opened the refrigerator and made herself a simple sandwich breakfast. After breakfast, she started practicing her voice. Ning Meng has a very good voice and often helps Chris with vocals in the band. She also sings in areas where female voices are needed. But I don't know if it's because of her travels or the welfare of the travelers, Ning Meng's voice has suddenly changed a bit. Just like an 80-point singer, suddenly rising to 100 points. Anyway, her voice now sounds more than just a little bit better than before. Her voice now needs to be full of inspiration, sexy. Anyway, it's just so versatile. In order not to waste her good voice, she started practicing and maintaining it. She doesn't want to fall out at a young age. On April 30th, 2023, at December 2000, noon, Amelia time. Many social media platforms have announced that Whale Band will suspend all work and members will conduct activities in their personal capacity. Chris wrote a short essay on Instagram, stating that he made this decision, needed to rest, needed to find inspiration again. Let's go, I can't help but feel the excitement of Ning Meng. After forwarding the official article, Ning Meng also posted an Instagram supporting Chris. Other members are also similar. After Whale announced the suspension of all activities, not only Europe and America became popular. Even Asia and China were stunned by this news. Although Whale mainly operates in Europe and America, there are also many fans of the band in Asia, so there is another bloody storm on the internet. Ning Meng dare not go online to read news at this time. Let the bullets fly for a while. At the same time, someone who was on a business trip to Amelia, Hollywood immediately bought a plane ticket to fly to New York upon seeing this news. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. 03 Signing the Star Chasing Program. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 303 Signing the Star Chasing Program. When Ning Meng received the phone call, she was still a bit confused. The band just announced a suspension of business for less than 24 hours, and surprisingly, a domestic agency approached her. This speed is fast enough. However, she did not refuse and agreed to the other party's request to meet. The meeting address was arranged at a very upscale coffee shop, and Ning Meng wore a simple white T-shirt and jeans before leaving. The clothes in her wardrobe are all minimalist, and the band is usually not very glamorous, unless it's a visual band. "Hello, Mr. Yu Xiangwan, right?" Ning Meng was taken to the table by the waiter and asked with uncertainty as she looked at Yu Xiangwan, who looked a bit girlish. "Hello Miss Ning, I am Yu Xiangwan." Oh, Ning Meng sat down and the waiter brought the menu. She ordered a cup of mocha and a small dim sum. "Mr. Yu came to me for a reason." Although Ning Meng is aware of his purpose, she still needs someone to confirm it. If she speaks so hastily, it would be embarrassing if she were mistaken. "It's like this, I wonder if Miss Ning has any plans to return to China for development." So what if there's something? What if there's nothing? Talking is definitely necessary. Yu Xiangwan smiled lightly and said, "If Miss Ning has plans to return to China for development, then I hope you can consider our star-chasing plan." So direct. Ning Meng said jokingly, "Since you're so direct, shouldn't you even prepare the contract?" To be more direct and time-saving, I believe Miss Ning, you don't like to listen to nonsense either. Ning Meng nodded curiously about this, but she asked curiously, "How do you know that when I return to China, I will become famous?" "Maybe I won't be able to adapt to the local conditions when I return to China, and I won't be as good as the idol stars you cultivate. Although Miss Ning has never released an album, you have 5 of the top 30 Billboard songs and even one #1 single. Ahem, I forgot earlier, Ning Meng is not only the second lead vocalist in the band, but also the vocalist for Chris. Chris wrote 6 songs for her, all of which were explosive music. Ning Meng has been listening to the band's songs these past few days, and the more she listens, the more she doubts whether Chris is from a parallel world, right? This is too genius. In fact, Yu Xiangwan's choice of Ning Meng has a bit of a gambling element, not only because she is from China, but also because he is gambling on the relationship between Chris and her. You should know that Christopher Hemlane, the lead singer of Whale, is a hand-dug presence in the global music industry. And he has heard Ning Meng's voice, which is very good. In addition, Ning Meng is a student of composition and piano at the top music academy, the Julia School of Music. He is also betting on Ning Meng's ability to create original music. Ning Meng looked at Yu Xiangwan and smiled, saying, "Thank you for your praise. But I think it's better for you to take a look at my music first to determine what's going on instead of reaching an agreement now." Since we are going to talk, Ning Meng naturally needs to have the say. And signing with a brokerage company cannot be done casually. She needs to come up with enough chips and strive for maximum freedom. Yu Xiangwan didn't expect such a good thing either. It would be great to first listen to her creative ability and then consider the actual situation. Of course, Ning Meng hasn't finished playing the song yet, so they have arranged to meet again in 2 days. Of course, these 2 days are also a time for Ning Meng to investigate her star-chasing plan. After going back, Ning Meng asked her sister Ningxia to help her inquire about the situation of the domestic music company's star-chasing plan. Then she began her first music transfer since coming to this world. 2 days later, it was the same CAFA and the same 2 people. The difference this time is that after listening to the demo given by Ning Meng, Yu Xiangwan's expression was very excited. Ning Meng listened to 2 demos for him in total, but that's already enough. "Miss Ning, if you have any conditions, feel free to bring them up." Yu Xiangwan didn't want to let go of such a good musician. "Can I take a look at the contract you prepared for me first?" Ning Meng plans to first review the contract and then compare the situation. Yu Xiangwan took out the originally prepared contract from his briefcase, and Ning Meng carefully flipped through it. After seeing that the copyright belonged to the music company, she frowned for a moment, but quickly let go, which is negotiable. After reading all the terms, she took a sip of coffee and said, "I have 4 conditions. First, the music copyright must be in my hands. Second, you cannot force me to accept jobs that I don't like. Third, I don't accept any hidden rules in any sense. Fourth, I am still a member of the band, and if the band restarts work, I will come back. In fact, these conditions are not difficult to achieve, and after a few minutes of contemplation, Yu Xiangwan agreed. Can you make the decision? Ning Meng still doesn't know Yu Xiangwan's identity in the star chasing program, which is why she asked this question. Yes. I am the deputy manager of the star chasing program and also the artist director. Oh, it seems that the officials are quite important. Ning Meng secretly thought to herself. Let's sign the contract for 3 years first. Ning Meng said, after all, I don't know when Chris will return. If the contract is signed too long, it will be more troublesome for the whale band to reactivate in the future. I can decide on the duration of the contract and sign it for 3 years first, but if you still want to perform in China as an individual in the future, you must give priority to our star chasing plan. During the 3-year contract period, you must write 5 songs per year to the company's singers, and you can choose the candidate yourself. Ning Meng listens to 5 songs a year, isn't 3 years worth 15 songs? So she couldn't help but haggle, but Yu Xiangwan insisted on it and didn't have to talk about it. Later on, Ning Meng also understood that in order to gain something, one must lose something. 15 songs, with thousands of songs on Earth, all of them are just trivial. So Ning Meng nodded and agreed. However, because the contract needs to be modified, Yu Xiangwan plans to go back and modify the contract before signing with Ning Meng. So you signed a contract with a Chinese music company. So, Lemon, are you going back to China to develop? Is this company reliable? Do you want me to help you check? Have you carefully read the contract terms and have you had a lawyer witness them? After signing the contract that day, Ning Meng shared her next plans with the whale band members. So the above questions came up. Ning Meng obediently answered their questions, ensuring that she had investigated the star-chasing plan and had the lawyer witness the signing, which reassured them. There's no way, who made her a busy member of the band. Everyone still cares and takes care of her. Although she signed the contract, Ning Meng did not return to her home country immediately because she had not fully recovered from a concussion and needed a follow-up visit. And this time I will definitely move back to my home country, so I have to pack my luggage and everything. She doesn't have a house in Huagua Magic City, so we'll have to wait until Yu Xiangwan helps her find a good house. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. 04 Returning to China. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 404 Returning to China on March 10, 2023, Amelia at New York's Kennedy Airport. Ning Meng is taking a flight from here to the Magic City of China. Besides Ningxia, there are also 4 other people from Whale Band who came to see her off. After hugging and saying goodbye one by one, Ning Meng hammered the 4 of them and said, "You should keep in touch. When I leave, you are not allowed to secretly suck leaves behind my back. No promiscuity. No." Everyone else looked helpless when they heard it. Roger Mason covered his ear and exaggerated, "Darling, you better leave quickly. Oh my goodness, you're only 20 years old and even more talkative than my mother." Upon hearing this, Ning Meng crossed her waist and reached out to twist Roger's ear. Seeing them fighting and making noise, everyone burst into laughter, diluting the sadness of parting. "Alright, stop making a fuss. It's almost time for Lemon to board the plane." Ningxia interrupted them humorously, then held Ning Meng's hand and warned, "Be careful when you arrive in China, don't work too hard, eat on time, and rest well." "Okay, sister, I understand. You're the same, don't just remind me, you're the same." Separation always brings sadness, but parting is also for a better reunion. The plane swept across the sky and returned home with the wanderer on a long journey. After more than 10 hours of long-distance flight, Ning Meng finally arrived at the magic city of Huagua. When she arrived at night, it was naturally Yu Xiangwan who came to pick her up. After all, she only knew Yu Xiangwan in China now. Welcome back to China. Yu Xiangwan handed her the flowers in her hand. After getting on the car, the driver took him and Ning Meng all the way to a high-end residential area. This community is a high-end community in Magic City, with good security. Many celebrities, artists, and billionaires live here. Ning Meng nodded and heard Yu Xiangwan say, "You live in Building 8, 901. It's one elevator, one household, quiet enough." Arriving at Building 8 and swiping my card into the elevator, I quickly arrived at 901. The house is about 300 square meters, and living alone is a bit big. "Have you prepared the room I want for me?" Ning Meng was quite satisfied with the decoration style of the house, so she asked about the room she had originally requested. Actually, it's not a special room, it's just a soundproof music room. After all, she doesn't want to disturb the people. "Of course I'm ready." Yu Xiangwan led her to a spacious room, which was filled with soundproof sponges, and the windows were made of thick soundproof glass. Even the doors were soundproof. I promise not to reveal any meaning or noise. There is a Steinway's grand piano in the room, as well as various instruments sent by Ning Meng via air mail in advance. To be honest, after seeing so many musical instruments, Yu Xiangwan couldn't help but wonder if Ning Meng knows them all. In fact, there are many musical instruments because Ning Meng has several guitars with different tones, she also has a set of drums, and she can also play some cellos. Although not proficient at the level of performance, at least they are instruments that she can master. The whole house has been cleaned, and there is a faint lemon fragrance inside. Overall, Ning Meng is very satisfied. "You take a few days off first, and in a few days, I will have someone pick you up at the company to meet your brokerage team. If you can rest for a few more days, Ning Meng will naturally not refuse. By the way, do you know an old Chinese medicine practitioner who is better at regulating the body?" Ning Meng felt like she had lost her head, and coupled with the fact that she had started high-intensity work at a young age, she needed to adjust her body. And regulating the body, there is nothing more suitable than traditional Chinese medicine. Yu Xiang nodded later and said, "I'll help you contact you. Let Xiao Zhang take you tomorrow." Xiao Zhang is the driver who followed Yu Xiangwan to the airport just now to pick up Ning Meng. "Okay, thank you. No need, after all, you need to take good care of your body in order to work better." Yu Xiangwan said with a smile. "You're right. Then you should rest early. We'll leave first." "Okay, goodbye." Ning Meng escorted the person to the elevator and then returned to the room. She dug out her pajamas and toiletries from the suitcase, took a shower, and then slept soundly. Xiao Zhang came to pick her up at noon and brought her lunch. After she finished eating, he took her to see traditional Chinese medicine and then strolled around the supermarket. In addition to a bag of cooked traditional Chinese medicine, there are also several large bags of items purchased from the supermarket when we come back. Xiao Zhang helped her summarize, and Ning Meng thankfully sent the person away. In the next few days, besides staying at home to move music and register copyrights, the rest of her time is to go out and learn about the world. Although she is a keyboardist for Whale, she is not bad-looking and has a few explosive English songs. But in China, not many people actually know her. The brilliance of the band, and the audience's gaze is more on Chris. So Ning Meng went out to play in a big way, completely not afraid of being recognized. Yu Xiangwan generously gave her a week off, and starting the new week, Lemon was brought to the Star Chasing program by Xiao Zhang at 9 a.m. The Star Chasing program is the only major music company among the 4 major entertainment companies in China. It has various top-tier male and female groups under its umbrella, not to mention several domestic top-tier male and female groups. The entertainment industry of this world is much stricter than that of her Earth. Taking music copyright as an example, if Ning Meng creates a song and registers it in the music section of the China Copyright Network, no one dares to pirate it. The current copyright law in China is very sound, and of course, not only is China's copyright law strict, but other countries are also the same. Even the Love Bean stage has been regulated a lot, and maliciously hitting the charts is not allowed. There are also 2 specialized singing stages in China, but the Earth Boys and Girls lacks a stage. On the contrary, there are many stages in this world. Therefore, the Love Bean industry is quite thriving. Of course, the fan circle system still exists in this world, and this is inevitable. Ning Meng has not only learned about the Chinese entertainment industry in this world these days, but also listened to many golden songs and found that the golden songs in this world are not inferior to those on Earth at all. It seems that the law of traveling through parallel worlds for entertainment mentioned in the male frequency article is completely different here. The star chasing program was established in 1980 and has been around for 43 years now. They have made countless singers famous, and have become the king of Chinese music with half the world. Moreover, this company owns a piece of land in the land of Mo, and has renovated a 38-story office building on the land. The floors 20.38 are all used by the star chasing program, while the other floors are rented out. Yu Xiangwan's office building is on the 26th floor. With Xiao Zhang leading her, Ning Meng walked smoothly to Yu Xiangwan's office. Yu Xiangwan was busy when she heard a knock on the door. She looked up and immediately put down the pen in her hand. "Coming, are you still used to it this week?" he asked with concern. Ning Meng nodded and said, "Not bad." Upon hearing this, Yu Xiangwan picked up the internal phone on the table and dialed, "Let Lu Qing bring her team up here." End of this chapter. Chapter 5. 05 First Level Sound Ensemble. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 505 First Level Sound Ensemble. Not long after the phone call, a girl who looked like a college student came over with a woman and 2 men. Yu Xiangwan introduced it to me. "This is Lu Qing, she will be your agent from now on. She will arrange all your work during your personal activities." Ning Meng nodded and reached out, saying, "Hello, I'm Ning Meng. Please give me more guidance in the future." Based on Ning Meng's self-introduction, Lu Qing can probably tell that she has a relatively quiet personality. After she discovers Ning Meng's actual personality, she will definitely regret today's evaluation. Be quiet, damn it. He's like a bare child. "Hello, I'm Lu Qing. Have a pleasant cooperation in the future." When Yu Xiangwan informed her to bring Ning Meng, Lu Qing was actually very happy. She also knows about Whale Band, which is very popular in Europe, America, and even Asia. Just look at their crowded concerts and you'll know. "This is Lydia, I will be your assistant from now on," Yu Xiangwan continued to introduce. Lydia is a cute and slightly chubby girl with a lively personality. When she was introduced, she quickly greeted her with a smile. Ning Meng found that her smile was quite approachable. The next 2 boys, one is a makeup artist named He Jixiang, and the other is Wu Xinlong, the exclusive driver and bodyguard of Ning Meng. For now, there are only so many people. Although the sparrow is small, it has all 5 internal organs. Ning Meng thinks that so many people are actually enough. "And your PR team, if they don't come along and are all in the company, we won't introduce them to you. Now that you have met Lu Qing, you can talk to her about your next job." "Okay." Ning Meng nodded and followed Lu Qing away. Lu Qing took her around the company, and Yu Xiangwan was really kind to Ning Meng. Not only did he make a big concession in the contract, but he also prepared a lounge for her that only first and second-tier artists in the company could enjoy. Of course, Ning Meng knows that all of this is based on the fact that she can bring benefits to the star-chasing program. Otherwise, her treatment would definitely not be that good. "Lu Qing, are you just graduated from college?" Ning Meng felt that Lu Qing was too young, so she asked specifically. Upon hearing her words, Lu Qin couldn't help but laugh and said, "Thank you for your compliment. I'm already 27 years old." "Ah, so you take good care of yourself. I can't tell you're 27 at all." The two of them talked about the skincare topics of girls, and then Ning Meng asked, "Did you also bring a singer in the company before?" "Before you came, the artist I was leading was the 606 girl group." Ning Meng had a question mark on her face. She really didn't know what this 606 girl group was. Seeing her bewildered expression, Lu Qin smiled and told her about the situation of the 606 girl group. After listening, Ning Meng suddenly realized that it was just a limited selection group like Hard Candy Girl. But she didn't expect the company to have 3 girls debut in a group. Having talked about it for a while and understood what needed to be understood, Lu Qin said solemnly, "You signed into the company, and the contract stated that we would find a suitable S.level variety show resource for you. In fact, we already have an eye for it." "Oh, tell me, then." Ning Meng waited for her words with a respectful expression. Kiwi Video plans to create an original music ensemble during the summer vacation, tentatively titled, "I Am a Singer and Composer." The main theme is original music, which should be more suitable for you. We are already in contact with the program team. With your fame and our abilities, we are sure to win. However, this program requires original songs that have not been published before, and even requires you to create them yourself according to the rules. The specific rules have not yet been released. But overall, it still depends on originality. Can you do it? After listening, Ning Meng couldn't help but think of the original music program from a certain video. Unfortunately, this program ran for 2 seasons and disappeared because there were too few original singers, and there were not many songs that went viral after the 2 seasons, or even none. But now she is carrying the brilliant music culture of a planet. How could she be afraid of originality? You must agree. Lu Qin repeatedly confirmed that she could, so she also said that she would work hard to get her this program. In fact, she knew that this program would not reject Ning Meng. The keyboard player of Whale Band returned to China for development, which naturally brought a topic to Ning Meng. The production team will naturally not miss such a good opportunity. The production team of "I Am a Singer and Composer" video for the Imperial Kiwi Fruit. Are you serious? Director Penghu became somewhat skeptical after listening to the producer's statement. Of course it's true. The star-chasing program has made a solemn promise. If it's true, then you can't refuse it. She has her own popularity and topic. Okay, I'll go reply to them right away. Let's go. Director Penghu felt that God is treating him well. Just finalized a singer who has been resting for many years, now comes another Ning Meng with its own topic. As long as the program is done well, it is definitely not bad. He had already imagined when the program team would become popular. Time flies, and in the blink of an eye, it's the day of program recording. The filming studio for the program happens to be in the Magic City, so Ning Meng doesn't have to go to the Imperial City. Today's recording will only record 8 groups of guests meeting, explaining the rules and pre-sampling. The official recording will be held until next Saturday. Early in the morning, Lu Qin brought Lydia to Ning Meng's house to ask for help. After finally packing up and rushing out to the recording location, fortunately they left early and were not late. Ning Meng entered the studio, and the members of the production team first took her to a room to do pre-filming. Director. Is Whale Band planning to disband? Upon hearing such a sharp question, Ning Meng smiled calmly and said, "No, the Whale Band won't disband." "Are you planning to create Chinese songs when you come back this time?" "Isn't this nonsense?" "Of course, I have to sing Chinese songs when I return to China." "Do you have any expectations for ranking in the program, such as whether you want to win first place?" "I definitely want to. Who doesn't want to win first place?" "But you have a live voting system, it depends on the audience's choice, right?" After answering several questions in a row, the production team ended their pre-production and led Ning Meng to the room where the guests gathered. Ning Meng was the third one to arrive, and she had already received 2 young singers before. Seeing Ning Meng push the door in, one of the male singers shouted, "Whale." Ning Meng was startled by his voice and quickly said, "Hello, I'm Ning Meng, the keyboardist of Whale Band." I know, I'm a fan of your band." Ning Meng smiled and said, "You must be a fan of Chris." The other party quickly waved their hand and said, "I'm a band fan." "Really? Alright, I'm teasing you. I haven't introduced it yet. Hello, teacher Ning Meng. My name is Fu Yingxing." Ning Meng nodded. She knew that Fu Yingxing seemed to be the idol of a boy group, who had already solo debuted. Another cool guy just nodded when she came in, and looking at him in hip-hop attire, he knew he was a rap singer. "My name is Kaka." "Oh hello." Ning Meng nodded. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. 06 Lydia. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 606 Lydia. Ning Meng first met Kaka and Fu Yingxing, and then the guests gradually gathered together. Several Ning Meng had seen them online, while others were not very familiar. For example, the folk singer Chen Wen, she hasn't seen her before while surfing, probably not very famous. After the 8 groups of guests met, director Penghu looked at the guests he had brought and was very satisfied. These 8 groups of guests include young and middle-aged singers from these 3 stages. It's really difficult to gather these people. Just when everyone was embarrassed, the constantly black screen lit up and a vintage gold microphone with a red bow appeared. Ning Meng thinks this color scheme is so tacky. "Welcome everyone to I Am a Singer and Composer, I am the program manager Jean Mai," Jean said in an AI voice. "In the upcoming program, everyone will compete." Jean Mai talked about the program rules, but in fact, Ning Meng already knew about them. After all, it's impossible for them to actually record programs without knowing anything. This program has a total of 12 episodes, recorded once a week, and is planned to be completed within 3 months. In the first recording, guests can freely sing songs they have never published, with no style restrictions. The second episode will be based on the proposition of the program team to create a competition. There are a total of 501 public judges in the program team, each with real name authentication, and voting is also counted on .site at the end of the program. In order to ensure absolute fairness and justice, the production team even hired a notary public. It can be seen that I really want to do this program well. However, whether there will be any chaos in the future will not be considered for the time being. Anyway, with Lu Qing watching, Ning Meng just needs to create and sing well. After the guest meeting was recorded, the production team conducted another post-production, and then Ning Meng and the others could leave to prepare for the official recording of the program 1 week later. On the way back, Lu Qing asked, "Are you ready to sing the song for the first episode?" Ning Meng nodded and said, "I've already prepared it. I've done all the arrangements and accompaniment, and I'll take the other details to the company recording studio tomorrow to work on." Upon hearing this, Lu Qing felt relieved and said, "I think since there is still 1 week left, why don't you record the studio version first? It will be more convenient to upload or make a commemorative album after the program ends." Ning Meng thought for a moment and thought it was possible, so the next day she brought the song to the company's recording studio to record. In the first episode of the program, she plans to sing Lydia by Whale Band. Lu Qing also came to listen to her recording and gave her 2 big likes after listening. Even the recording engineer said that working with her was really easy, as Ning Meng recorded dry music very quickly. Mainly because of her singing skills, after a period of training, her voice is no less than the peak of Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. A week passed quickly, and on Saturday morning, Lu Qing took Ning Meng to the festival directory making shed. After arriving in the morning, the rehearsal for Ning Meng will begin. The rehearsal time is around 1 p.m. in the afternoon. After having lunch, she took a break and then started preparing for the stage rehearsal. Her rehearsal time was over half an hour. After rehearsing several times and identifying some flaws in the live band, it took about half an hour. Returning to the dressing room, her makeup artist He Jixiang began preparing for her makeup. In fact, the song Lydia does not require any exaggerated makeup or clothing to complement it, so Ning Meng's stage costumes are relatively simple. But the makeup still needs to be applied. Because it was difficult for everyone to determine the order for the first episode, the production team asked them to draw lots. Ning Meng had good luck and drew the sixth one to come on stage. Lemon, do you want to drink some water? Okay. Lydia handed over the Ning Meng exclusive thermos. At around 6 p.m., the program started recording on time. After a long thank you introduction from the host, the program finally began. The first one to be drawn was Fu Yingxing, who sang a sweet song about love. In the Chinese music industry, love songs are the most easily liked category. She also prepared a love song today, hoping to have a good ranking. The second one to appear is a male singer and dancer, Huang Hanji. He brought a very dynamic dance song and the choreography was also very beautiful. The third one is folk singer Chen Wen, and the music he brings is naturally folk. However, Ning Meng feels that he is at a disadvantage behind Huang Hanji. It's not that Huang Hanji's songs are so good, but on the competitive stage, the songs that people remember are still those that are quite explosive. After Chen Wen, she became an online singer named Wang Xiang. She is a bit like the sex transfer version of Wang Sulong, and it was not easy for her to rise from an online singer to a mainstream singer. The songs I brought are very good, at least they still leave some memories. Next is Kaka, as a rapper, naturally knows how to stir up the factory. At this point, Ning Meng had already arrived backstage to prepare, and she couldn't help but sway along with the rhythm on stage. After the card is completed, leaving is not through the background, but through the door in front of the recording. This stage design is a bit like I Am a Singer, even the voting system is a bit similar. After the card was finished, the host returned to the stage and looked at the card and began introducing Ning Meng. The singer who will be playing next has been admitted to the Julia Conservatory of Music at the age of 13, and has become a keyboardist for a band at the age of 15. Her songs have even made it to the top 10 of Amelia's music bulletin board. Can you guess who she is? Let's give her a round of applause as she brings us her original song Lydia. With the introduction of the host, Ning Meng began to take the stage. She walked to the center of the stage with the lights, looking at the people below with an indescribable nervousness in her heart. This is her first time on stage. But when the lights went out and the prelude began, Ning Meng suddenly became less nervous. The audience is whispering, and there are still many young viewers who know Ning Meng. Therefore, she was quite excited. Her song name was in English, and many people naturally thought she was going to sing English songs. When she spoke up, many people were surprised. One is that her voice is too stunning, and the other is that she didn't expect to sing a Chinese song. Lydia's blurred eye sockets why wander, heartbroken ocean hurt, even a smile seems lost gypsy girl, sing for whom you will see fog, clouds, and the sun the cracked earth repeats sadness he left, can't he take away your paradise after drying, it will leave rainbow tears he left, you can leave your dreams behind there will always be a place, waiting for love to fly. The nearly 4-minute song was sung by Ning Meng in one go. As the epilogue ended, applause rang out, and she smiled, a smile that was both relieved and sad. I don't know what came to her mind either. Ning Meng. Ning Meng, a young audience member shouted her name, and Ning Meng bowed to the audience. Then start walking towards the audience. The host took the stage and said, let's welcome Ning Meng again and thank her for bringing us a wonderful performance. Lydia single words. Fair Band, Xia Yu Hui Song. Fair Band Original Singer. Fair Band, Zhan Wenting, Release Date. April 30th, 2004, End of this chapter. Chapter 7. 07 Ranking of the first competition. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 707 Ranking of the first competition. After leaving the stage and leaving, if it weren't for the cameraman following, Lu Qing couldn't help but want to give Ning Meng a big hug. A great performance. Ning Meng is very happy and very excited in her heart. She returned to the guest waiting room and all the guests who had finished singing came over to greet her. Especially Fu Yingxing is more enthusiastic towards her, which makes Ning Meng a little wary. She doesn't want to be tied up and hyped up as a CP. So she instinctively distanced herself slightly from Fu Yingxing. I won't get too close. After she finished, Zhao Yunxi, who was hailed by the media as a Chinese language queen, appeared. Her songs have a strong explosive power, with continuous high notes that are actually very catchy to listen to. The last one to appear is naturally Lin Jihua, an old king who sang a very tender love song. Ning Meng thinks he can benchmark against Lin Jixuan, his singing skills are really good. Today, all 8 competitions have ended. Ning Meng summarized that among the 8 people, except for rap, they all sang love songs. The program recording is over, and the guests each return to the dressing room to wait for voting statistics. Taking advantage of the recording equipment and the camera in the dressing room being turned off, and the cameraman not being present, Lu Qing smiled and leaned over and said, "Tonight's performance was great. I watched it and the audience's response was very good. There should be a good ranking. Is that right?" Unlike Lu Qing's optimism, Ning Meng is actually a bit worried. After all, there are too many love songs sung today. She is a bit worried about the audience's aesthetic fatigue. After chatting for a while, the production team came to call someone. Ning Meng followed them back to the big room where the pilot film was recorded last week. She casually found a sofa and sat down after entering. The 8 groups of guests are actually not very familiar, so there is not much chat, except for those who have a good sense of variety show. Teacher Ning, Fu Yingxing leaned over to Ning Meng as soon as he entered. Ning Meng smiled and said hello. "Teacher Ning, do you think you can rank in the top 3 tonight?" Fu Yingxing's words made Ning Meng feel like there was a pitfall, so she smiled humbly and said, "I don't know. Everyone's performance is very good. You're also great, and not many people in China know me. I think everything depends on the audience's vote. No matter what ranking you are in, I can accept it." Ning Meng's words made Fu Yingxing suddenly unsure how to answer them. He originally thought that Ning Meng had lived abroad for so many years, and coupled with being a keyboardist in a top band, he would have some pride and confidence in himself. She is so humble, his next words are completely useless. Seeing him stunned for a moment, Ning Meng understood. This kid must have wanted to see her exuding arrogance and confidence. Unfortunately, he guessed wrong about Ning Meng's personality. Whether it's the original owner or the current Ning Meng, in fact, neither of them is full of arrogance. Of course, when the band performs, she is bold enough because there is a difference between the performance on stage and in reality. Ning Meng thought she would ask Lu Qing, Fu Yingxing, what she wanted to do later. Just as the 8 groups of guests occasionally lowered their heads and whispered, the screen lit up. "It's here, the vintage gold microphone wearing a red bow is here again. Good evening, guests. I am your Jean Mai Mai. Congratulations on completing your first performance. The voting results of 501 viewers have been released. Now we are announcing." Ning Meng couldn't help feeling nervous when she heard that she was getting to the point so quickly. Although she said to Fu Yingxing that she didn't care much about ranking, in reality, she was very confident in herself. You should know that the songs that were popular in the music world when immortals fought were basically rocket. Although she thinks the level of all the guest songs is very good, they are definitely not the kind of popular songs. Jean Mai Mai. Then let's announce the first place in this competition. Upon hearing these words, the 8 groups of guests couldn't help but raise a question mark and immediately finished first. Ning Meng always feels that this routine is slightly familiar. As expected, Jean Mai said, "Of course it's impossible. We will compete for the 4th place Zhao Yunxi in this competition." Announced 4th place coldly, Zhao Yunxi was still stunned for a moment, but she seemed not very satisfied with this ranking. Next, Jean Mai consecutively announced the 5th to 7th places, namely the 5th Kaka, the 6th Chen Wen, and the 7th Huang Hanji. The 1st to 3rd and 8th places have not been announced yet. Ning Meng had already clenched her hands and became nervous. Fu Yingxing, who sat next to her, was even more nervous because he didn't finish in the 4th to 7th places, so he either finished last or in the top 3. But upon careful consideration, the top 3 are simply impossible. Jean Mai's voice continued, "Now we announce the 3rd place, congratulations to Wang Xiang." Wang Xiang didn't expect his ranking to be quite high, so he stood up and bowed in surprise to thank him. In fact, her song Ning Meng thinks that 3rd place is very reasonable. It seems that the audience still has a good eye. "Come on, let's announce 8th place." As expected, Fu Yingxing came in 8th place. So the 1st and 2nd place will have to be decided between the veteran kings Lin Jihua and Ning Meng. However, Ning Meng thinks she can't possibly win 1st place. Lin Jihua has too many audience filters to support her, and she may even get a lot of emotional points. Now I announce that the 2nd place is Ning Meng. As the words of Jean Mai fell, Ning Meng finally felt a big stone in her heart. She is satisfied with this ranking. "Thank you for the audience reviews vote." Ning Meng said a scene sentence and then congratulated Lin Jihua on winning 1st place with everyone. "Congratulations on bringing 8 audiovisual banquets. Let's continue to work hard." Now I announce the rules for the next competition, which will be a themed competition with the keyword dream. I hope to hear the good songs created by everyone in a week. After the recording, Ning Meng went to the small room where the interview was conducted for post-collection. "Teacher Ning Meng, would you feel a bit disappointed if you didn't finish first today?" Ning Meng smiled and said, "Saying not to lose is definitely fake. But Teacher Lin's song is also very good, and I'm also okay if he takes 1st place." It was already early morning when Ning Meng left the recording site. "The next competition theme is dreams, are you confident?" Lu Qing sat next to her and asked. "Don't worry." Ning Meng smiled confidently at Lu Qing. When Ning Meng heard the theme of the next competition at the recording site, the first thing that came to her mind was Jay Chou's Snail. But whether or not to sing this song specifically, let's go back and think about it. Lu Qing sent her back home, and Ning Meng immediately took off her makeup, took a shower, and then lit her favorite incense to sleep. There is still 1 week left. The next morning, Ning Meng woke up and finished exercising. After breakfast, she went into the music room. When Lydia came to find her with lunch, she searched the living room and room but didn't see anyone, and then quietly approached the music room. Everyone can leave a message to recommend good music. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. 08 Program Schedule. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 808 Program Schedule. Ning Meng opened the door and saw Lydia lying on the ground, almost falling in. "What are you doing?" she asked jokingly. "Teacher Ning, I was planning to call you to eat." Lydia raised the insulated bucket in her hand. "Okay, let's go eat at the restaurant." Ning Meng rubbed her wrist and walked slowly to the restaurant. The lunches Lydia prepared for her were all low-fat weight loss meals with little oil. Ning Meng looked at the boiled chicken breast and gave it a smack, but she had no appetite at all. After lunch, Ning Meng went to the music studio and followed Lydia to the recording studio of the Star Chasing program with a sheet of music and her computer. She is a cheater, and the search engine in her mind is there. She writes lyrics, composes, arranges music all by herself. "Is this the song you're going to sing in the next episode?" Ning Meng nodded. Lu Qing couldn't understand the score, but she could read the lyrics. "She made the song in just 1 morning, it's like no other in the world." Actually, this song has been around for a long time. After last night's theme, I thought of this and found it. It took me a whole morning to fill in the lyrics. Ning Meng felt that taking out her lyrics and music all morning was a bit too high key, so it's better to be a little low key. But being able to write such an adverb all morning, Lu Qing felt that her unwavering promise to bring Ning Meng was very correct. Ning Meng spent 2 days doing the accompaniment and studio version of this song well, and the speed was so fast that many producers in the company were amazed. Her voice is too stable, and she can record it once or twice to produce perfect dry notes, which is hundreds of times stronger than those singers who need tuning. Some Weibo influencers are already reporting on your return to China for development. In about a week, the lead film for the singer-songwriter program should be released. Ning Meng listened quietly as Lu Qing talked about her next work. In fact, all of this will only be known after the first episode of the singer-songwriters broadcast and watching the audience's response. She is not particularly busy yet. By the way, do you know what happened to Fu Yingxing? Ning Meng asked about Fu Yingxing. Upon hearing this, Lu Qing sneered and said, "You don't need to worry. He probably sees that you are a potential stock and wants to follow you for a while. Don't worry, he won't dare to speculate on CP." Upon hearing her say this, Ning Meng immediately felt a little relieved. In the evening, after finishing the phone call with her sister Ningxia, Ning Meng had a multiplayer video call with other members of the Whale Band. Everyone makes jokes and jokes, it's really lively. Rog smiled heartily and said, "Ha ha ha. Speaking of which, Lemon, when will the program you participated in air? We are also looking forward to your creation. Probably next week, right?" Ning Meng is not really sure if the program will be postponed. Even if it's aired, you won't be able to see it. Don't worry, we specifically found someone to install the Kiwi video for playing the program, Lin Jiashu said humbly. Ning Meng rolled her eyes, she was sure this guy helped install it. Lin Jiashu, Sosa, is of mixed Chinese and English descent, with a more delicate appearance than a woman, but her mouth is a bit cheap. Speaking of which, Chris, are you already in Africa now? Well, I'm currently in South Africa. Don't worry, everyone. After chatting with the members, Ning Meng went to rest. At this moment, the production team of I Am a Singer has already worked overtime to produce the lead film. Director, will the lead film be broadcasted this Saturday? Will the first episode be broadcasted next Saturday? The deputy director asked with some uncertainty. Well, that's it. You go notify the publicity department. The next morning, a poster promoting I Am a Singer appeared on the homepage of the Kiwifruit video. At the same time, various marketing accounts and influencers on the internet are also recommending and promoting this program. Kiwi Video is wealthy and generous, so it's natural to be willing to spend money on promotion. After just a morning, many young people have learned that there will be a video variety show featuring macaques. Even when Ning Meng opened her phone, there were several promotional articles about I Am a Singer in the news she pushed. She couldn't help but marvel at the level of money spent on Kiwi videos. I side with Lu Qing and the others in the group. Of course, she doesn't empathize with capitalists. They spend so much money on promotion, so naturally they also want to make a profit. Unconsciously, it was Saturday again, and Ning Meng still set off early to record. The pilot film will be broadcasted tonight at 8 o'clock, but unfortunately it should still be being recorded at this time. I didn't have the chance to see me appear. I don't know if my facial expression management has broken, Ning Meng said regretfully as she looked at her phone. Lydia sat at the back of the car and stretched her head, saying, "Don't worry, Meng. I will help you take a look." After these few days, Lydia and Ning Meng have become familiar and won't call her teacher Ning anymore. "Okay, then you have to look so good at my sister's peerless beauty." "Haha, alright, stop being narcissistic." Lu Qing couldn't help but smile and nodded Ning Meng's forehead. The more we get along, the better she understands. "Where is Ning Meng?" a quiet and obedient child? Is he a somewhat narcissistic and occasionally detached, bare child? Coming back to the familiar recording studio, Ning Meng is almost familiar with all the shooting processes. After rehearsal, they are ready to compete, and the order of appearances for this game is reversed based on their previous ranking. After hearing this rule, Ning Meng couldn't help but observe a moment of silence for Fu Wingxing. In the first game, he drew first due to poor luck, and in the second game, he was still the first to play. Unless his song can explode this time, he will definitely be eliminated. Ning Meng hasn't started her makeup yet, and she's currently preparing when the door to her dressing room is knocked on. Lydia opened it and saw that it was Fu Wingxing, then quickly told Ning Meng. "Aren't you the first to come on stage? Why haven't you prepared yet?" Ning Meng asked, looking at Fu Wingxing, who hadn't changed into his performance uniform yet. Fu Wingxing hesitated and rubbed his outer thighs with both hands, saying, "Teacher Ning, I'm a bit nervous." Ning Meng. "What? If you're nervous, just be nervous. Mind my own business." She almost blurted it out, but fortunately, she stopped her before the conversation even started. "It's okay, don't be nervous, be more confident. Maybe the audience will love your song this time." Ning Meng couldn't say anything bad in front of so many cameras, so she could only casually comfort her. With the comfort of Teacher Ning, suddenly I have confidence." "Thank you, Teacher Ning." After finishing speaking, Fu Wingxing bowed to her and said, "I won't disturb you." Then he left. Make Ning Meng confused. What kind of ghosts are these? Ning Meng was confused, but Lu Qing, who had been in the corner of the dressing room all along, knew too well what Fu Wingxing was up to. "I just knew I might be eliminated, so I came to Ning Meng to take some shots and brush up some good feelings. There are too many such things in the entertainment industry." End of this chapter. Chapter 9. 09 Leading Film and Recording of Phase 2. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 909 Leading Film and Recording of Phase 2. Just as Ning Meng and her team were nervously preparing to compete, the lead film for I Am a Singer had already been released. The program first aired the moment they entered the guest gathering room. Fu Wingxing was the first to arrive, and he was also very popular in the idol circle. Therefore, when he appeared, the originally cold screen and barrage instantly increased. Next is Kaka, the two of whom are not familiar and awkward, looking for topics to discuss, causing netizens to post various barrage comments. Laughing to death, is this the difference between social anxiety and social bully? Kaka. Don't get close to me, don't get close to me. The atmosphere is so awkward that I can even dig out a forbidden city. When Ning Meng pushed the door in, the barrage froze for a moment. Audience who doesn't know her. Sleeping slot, where's the beautiful little sister from? 3 minutes, I need to know her information, dog head, woman, you have successfully caught my attention. Wow, it's Lemon from Whale. Who? Let's talk about sisters upstairs. Hey, this is Ning Meng, the keyboardist of Whale Band. Someone began to popularize information about Ning Meng in the barrage. At this point it was almost time for Lemon to come on stage at the recording site, and the program team informed her to go backstage to prepare. When it was Ning Meng's turn, she was dressed in simple attire and came on stage with a guitar in hand. Hello everyone, I am Ning Meng from Whale Band. Today, I bring you a song about dreams called Snail. Choosing Ning Meng, I ultimately chose Jay Chou's Snail. In fact, when it comes to dream songs, many people's minds should be filled with Fan Weiqi's The First Dream. Lemon also likes The First Dream very much, but she prefers the version by Meishu and Nakajima. This is China, so she definitely can't sing Japanese, plus, she clearly prefers Snail, so she decisively chose this song. Many people think that the guy who plays the guitar is handsome. Girls only play the guitar when singing folk songs or popular songs. Although Ning Meng majored in piano as a musical instrument at the Conservatory of Music, her guitar skills are not inferior at all. When the band doesn't need a keyboard, she is responsible for the rhythm guitar, so although her guitar may not be considered master level, it is better than many people. As she swept the strings, the prelude began. Should we put down the heavy shell, find out where the blue sky is with the gentle breeze drifting gently. I don't feel any pain from the injuries I've experienced. I need to climb up step by step, waiting for the sunshine to quietly look at its face. A small sky has big dreams, heavy shells wrapped around a gentle gaze. I need to climb up step by step, waiting for the sunshine to quietly look at its face. A small sky has big dreams. I have my own day, let the wind dry the tears and sweat flowing through. One day, I will have a day that belongs to me. Ning Meng played the guitar and finished a song, with thunderous applause from the audience below. This song has made many people feel a positive and upward energy. Everyone is actually like a small snail, carrying a thick shell, climbing up step by step. Ning Meng's song probably reached the hearts of many viewers, and when she left the stage, she saw someone wiping their tears. In the past, when watching singer, there were always some actors with tears streaming down their faces. However, sometimes, a good piece of music can touch people's hearts. Therefore, when some viewers hear a certain song, they feel that they have touched something in their hearts, and they can't help but shed tears, which is understandable. Of course, there must be actors in the program. After listening to Ning Meng sing, Lin Jihua in the backstage looked a bit nervous. It has to be said that Ning Meng's song made this heavenly king feel pressure. After all, he was also very touched after listening to it. The audience below seemed to be still immersed in her music, and he didn't even react when he came on stage. At this point, Ning Meng had already handed her guitar to Lydia and asked her to put it away. She followed the staff to the singer-songwriter's home first. "Teacher Ning, you sing so well." Fu Yingxing was the first to enthusiastically rush over and praise. Ning Meng quickly waved her hand and said, it's okay." Others also congratulated Ning Meng, and after she sat down, Chen Wen and Wang Xiang approached and asked, "Ning Meng, your posture of sweeping the strings just now is very similar to learning the flamenco guitar." "I've learned it before. I've learned folk guitar, electric guitar, and classical guitar, but I'm not particularly skilled." Speaking of the musical instrument Ning Meng, it's really exciting. Although the original instrument talent may not be comparable to the bassist Adia Ding in the band, many instruments can be mastered to some extent with just a little effort to learn. As for Adia Ding, he is just a demon. He is the true genius of musical instruments, and various instruments can be played with basic finger techniques at a glance. For Ning Meng, the wealth left by her original identity was not the house in New York or the savings in the bank, but her most precious musical talent. Otherwise, even if she had the music search engine in her mind, she wouldn't have gotten started so quickly. Chen Wen and Wang Xiang both know a lot of musical instruments, and as creators, they gradually become familiar without talking about their favorite things. These three people were talking about musical instruments, and Fu Yingxing didn't know how to interject for a moment. Because what they are talking about has exceeded his knowledge range. However, Ning Meng realized his awkwardness. Although she didn't really like Fu Yingxing's approach, she understood how terrifying fans of Dauphin were, so she distracted him and told him some tricks. Upon seeing this, Chen Wen and Wang Xiang understood in their hearts, and they also took Fu Yingxing into consideration when speaking. After all, they don't want to be caught and bitten by love bean powder. Although they're not afraid, it's annoying. With the end of Lin Tianwang's performance, the second competition has all come to an end, and the next step is to wait for the vote count to be counted and the ranking to be announced. It is not surprising that the ranking first in the second competition was watching Ning Meng, and everyone was quite convinced without any objections. The second to seventh places are Lin Jihua, Chen Wen, Wang Xiang, Zhao Yunqi, Huang Hanji, and Kaka, respectively, with changes in their rankings in the first round. As expected, Fu Yingxing was in 8th place, so he was eliminated by combining the 8th place on the field and the 8th place in this game. Although I was eliminated, I will cheer everyone off the field. probably mentally prepared, so Fu Yingxing's farewell was not particularly emotional, but rather full of vitality. So we would like to thank Fu Yingxing for his outstanding performances in these 2 issues, and also welcome our backup singer Yenin. As Jean Maimai's words fell, an ancient-style young man pushed the door in. Yenin, 23 years old, is a male singer known for his ancient-style songs. But his song Ning Meng hasn't heard it yet. She needs to find it on the way to listen later, otherwise when the program asks, she will be embarrassed if she doesn't know. Snail is the theme song for the World Vision charity event Hunger 30, written and composed by Jay Cho. In 1999, it was first performed by Su Ruyun, Chi Qin, Power Train, and Xiong Tianping, and was included in Su Ruyun's album Invincible True Love. In 2001, song creator Jay Cho re-performed Snail and included it in the album Fantasy Plus. In 2005, this song was selected as a patriotic song for middle school students in Shanghai. The above content is from Baidu Baiki. The author himself is just an ordinary listener, and his knowledge of music theory is not that strong, so he will not discuss music appreciation with everyone in the article. I don't want to mislead people. If I make a mistake, it would be embarrassing for me to be pointed out by everyone. When reading, you can pair it with music and imagine how great it would be if the female protagonist was you. Hehe, asterisk, end of this chapter. Chapter 10. Ning Meng, A Hot Search for Beauty. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. Ning Meng, A Hot Search for Beauty. A round of recording has ended, and a new episode has no questions, allowing the singer to freely express themselves. On the way back, Ning Meng listened to Yen En's song and it seemed quite good. What to sing in the first episode of the second round? Ning Meng is very worried. It's not that she doesn't have any songs, but that there are too many songs. But Lu Qing and the others didn't know. Seeing that she was a little worried, they comforted her and said, "You can take your time with the next song. Don't worry, quality is the most important." Ning Meng couldn't tell them she was cheating, so she could only silently acknowledge this comfort. "Ah, Sister Lu, we forgot to tell Meng Meng." Lydia remembered something and exclaimed in a low voice. As soon as she said it, Lu Qing remembered it, so she took out her phone, opened Weibo's hot search, and handed it to Ning Meng to take a look. Ning Meng took over and scrolled through it. 2 of the top 10 trending topics on Weibo were about her. The 6th most popular search is about licking her beauty. Another hot search is about some of her curated circle collections in Whale Band. There is also a hot search about her English songs in the bottom 20. Did the company buy it? Ning Meng couldn't help but ask. Buying hot search is not a rare thing in the entertainment industry. Is it abnormal not to buy? Take a look at the pilot film that just aired, and there are quite a few hot searches on the program team. They say they haven't bought it, and even Ning Meng doesn't believe it. The hot search about your beauty was not bought by the company. After all, you follow the path of strength, and the company will not be able to market your beauty. That is to say, the second item was bought by the company, so is her popularity based on her appearance, not her strength. Looking at the comments from all over the hot search, Ning Meng couldn't help but sigh. Although it was just based on her appearance, Ning Meng still went viral overnight. After all, who doesn't love girls who are talented and have good looks? Whispering my favorite treasure little sister has been discovered by everyone. Although it's a bit sad, I'm also quite happy. Jimei, don't be afraid, having us at home is even warmer. Upstairs, please change your gender first before installing Jimei. Hahaha, by the way, little sister sings so well, why didn't she realize it before? Hey, do you still need to say that? Of course, it was shrouded in Chris's halo, so we didn't see the good of the little sister. In fact, the entire Whale Band is very talented, but when people pay attention to the band, their focus is more on the lead singer, which is why they overlook the other members. The constant online discussions about Ning Meng and Whale Bands have brought her a lot of popularity. Unfortunately, Whale Band is currently closed. I don't know when Chris will be back. Ning Meng was browsing Weibo, reading various comments from netizens. Not all of the comments were positive, and there were also fans of other celebrities who slandered Ning Meng in the comments. But these Ning Meng don't care much, she's not in Chinese yuan and can't be loved by everyone. Even Michael Jackson cannot be completely devoid of fans. So when she sees these negative reviews, there won't be too many ups and downs in her heart. Just as she was browsing Weibo, she received a short video message from Chris. Ning Meng opened the short video and Chris seemed to be in a bar. The camera is facing the stage, and the people in the bar are indulging in revelry. The music of the band on stage is very exciting. The audience below the stage shook their heads and brains like crazy people, and this scene looked like a large underworld bouncing scene. But Ning Meng knows it's not because the band in the video is playing death heavy metal. Whale bands have been commercially successful, but they have not yet been exposed to things like hard rock, heavy metal, and death rock. It's not that they didn't want to, but that they became popular as soon as they debuted. In recent years, Warner's plan to release albums has also relied on business, and Chris doesn't have time to do other styles of rock music. Lemon, this is rock. Ning Meng couldn't help but laugh when she saw the message sent by Chris. Are you saying that you're not satisfied with the songs you've created in recent years? No, although the music in recent years has been more inclined towards pop rock and blues rock, it doesn't mean I don't like it. In fact, I really like any style, even pop and electronic music. When Chris talked about music, he couldn't stop. Ning Meng chatted with him for a long time, but in the end, he found typing too slow and decided to switch to making a phone call. So Ning Meng insisted on chatting with him that her phone only had 10% battery before hanging up. For someone like Chris who loves music, Ning Meng doesn't dislike it. On the contrary, the Whale Band stays together and there are no conflicts within the team simply because they are all 5 children who love music. After hanging up the phone and charging her phone, Ning Meng went to take a shower and then fell asleep. After waking up without a dream all night, Ning Meng changed her clothes and went to the gym to start morning exercises. Lydia brought her food at noon and then followed her to the company. Arriving at Ning Meng's exclusive lounge, Lu Qin walked in with a smile and said, "Your popularity is currently very good. When the first episode of the program comes out, I believe everyone will pay more attention to you." Ning Meng has a Weibo account. Originally, her Weibo account had only a few 100,000 followers, but since the pilot episode of the program aired, the number of followers on her Weibo account has suddenly increased to 1 million. By the way, a talent show on Kiwi Video wants to invite you to be a flying guest. The talent show. What can I do if I go? Ning Meng was a bit confused. Actually, it's just preparing a collaborative stage with some students. Lu Qin thinks this program is still possible, but the key is that the program team has given too much. After understanding the situation, Ning Meng did not immediately agree, but asked Lydia to find the program for her to watch before proceeding. So all afternoon she and Lydia were watching Kiwifruit's Starlight Shining Trainee. Meng, I think you can take on this program. The quality of the practice rooms inside is very good. Especially the road, it's so handsome. Lydia foolishly looked at a photo of a trainee named Jiang Lu and offended him. Ning Meng silently pushed her head and said, "Wake up, she's not yet of age." "Underage, that's called cultivation, how great." Lydia said with a smile. Ning Meng. Meng, if only you could team up with Lu, and you could also help me sign a signature. Lydia just graduated from college this year and came to work as a celebrity assistant purely because she is very curious about celebrities and enjoys the entertainment industry, which is why she came to apply. Fortunately, she was assigned to Ning Meng as soon as she entered the company. But she heard many other star assistants roast that those stars were difficult to serve. So after spending a long time together, Lydia became more open in front of Ning Meng, revealing her secret as a show fan. Let's talk about that. Ning Meng watched the program without directly answering her words. End of this chapter.